Hello, you are watching the Single Malt Review, and it is the 8th of December. Unless, of course, it's not where you are, in which case, hi from the past.
No, it smells like the 8th to me. Sounds like the 8th. Whoop.
Hey.
It's the 8th. The tankard, it never lies. Only obfuscates.
Whiskey of mystery for 2024.
Here it comes. Ooh. Ooh, look, I did shake it. I've achieved some foam. We're learning already.
Yeah, good luck yesterday with the 15-year-old Deanston Organic.
We did. We got double lucky there, in that we just had our books open for Deanston recently, but somehow I don't think we're going to be able to replicate that one every single time. In fact, I can guarantee we are not. That's just not the style here at the Single Malt Review. Getting it right sometimes. Okay, what have we got here?
Looks like a whiskey.
Sure does. That's pretty middle of the road colour-wise.
Smells like a whiskey. That's
honey.
that's a bit different.
That's very honey. Look at that. That's you call that a classic nose right there.
Yeah. Rich, sweet, but it's a little bit of an edge, a bit of sharpness to it.
There is a bit of sharpness. Especially on this hot day. It's kind of we're really encouraging the fumes today. It's got to be probably 25 degrees in this room, which is not ideal, but the jolly air conditioning gets picked up by your microphone here, so we're just kind of cursed to sweat it out in the whiskey sauna, but never mind.
To suffer for our art.
Okay, this is a nose classic to the point where I'd say I would be very surprised if this was not Scotch whiskey. That is all the hallmarks.
Oh, that is a big, rich flavour and very honeyed. Hot too. This is either a higher ABV or gives the impression of it.
This is cask strength.
Oh wow.
This is cask strength.
Yeah.
This is well over 50. This is maybe I'd comfortably call this 55 plus. That's you feel that all the way down.
Almost like if you were taking a teaspoon of straight Manuka honey, it's got a little bit of a burn to it, and that's happening here in abundance.
On a day like this, this is definitely bringing some whack with it, some oomph. I'd say, and that already flags one of our clues. I'd say we're definitely dealing with the cask strength.
Yeah.
Go here. All right, let me give it a wee bit of water, then we'll see what the talking point has to say. Tasting wise, it's just very classic. It is very, again, this one is very Speyside in its characteristics. There's a lot of white fruit, there's a wee bit of custard.
I'm still getting overwhelmed by the honey notes, first and foremost. Not getting much fruit yet.
Big time honey. The fruit there is very subtle, which is what makes me think Speyside. And I'm not there's a taste. There's a youthfulness to it as well. All right, let's see what they've got for us. Shine a little bit of light. I got it. Yes, I've got it. Indie.
Okay.
Simply indie. I don't even need to put that on the screen. It is literally the word indie. Indie probably will take that to mean independent.
Independently bottled or an independent distillery. I'd be leaning towards independently bottled, since it's often the case for bespoke cask strength releases.
Okay.
I could be wrong though.
So this, assuming it is Scotch, I am pretty sure this is not Bunnahabhain. This narrows us down to, in fact, these two dudes up here, which you kind of can't see because they're cut off. I looked into, without making table higher and ourselves higher, which just isn't feasible. There's no way for me to have all the clues on board. So you just have to look at the thumbnail. You're fine. You'll be okay. We'll all manage together.
Basically, our options are 12-year-old cask strength or Weems.
Or Weems, because they do cask strength bottlings. I wasn't sure because Weems has sort of dropped off around these parts, and I thought they definitely focus more in on their blends like the Spice King and the Hive and Chimney Guy, the peated one. It's not called Chimney Guy, but anyway, that's sort of I thought what the Weems was more into these days. But I checked, and they do single casks still, but I haven't seen them around these parts, not for a long time. So anyway, there is a lot of other indies. This could be a problem. Okay, things I'm sure of. Things I'm reasonably sure of. In order of confidence. Cask strength, or at least very high.
Yeah.
That one I think I can take to the bank. I'm still flat out convinced this is Scotch whiskey. I just don't. I see no other hallmarks in here. Then I kind of hit a bit of a brick wall because cask strength Scotch that's indie.
Yeah.
that's most of the indies. That could be one of a vast selection, even if it was bought off the shelf in New Zealand.
Yeah, it's still a question of, is it independently bottled or is it an independent distillery?
Yeah.
Or is it, are we entirely wrong, it's actually from Indiana and it's an American single malt? But if that's the case, then,
I'd be extremely angry if that happened. But we do have a Made in America up there, so the threat is not zero. Okay, I'm kind of at a dead end here.
Yeah. Let's think. Cask strength 12-year-old expressions from the distillery, not from independent bottler. What do we have?
Glenallachie does a, or is it 10? It might be 10. Glenallachie is it's Billy Walker's latest conquest. Do you call that independent? Because that's not just a guy. That's that's the Billy Walker Distilling Company or whatever it was, Ben Reck Distilling Company.
Then no, it's part of a.
I don't know what where the indie line. Is it a case of is Dave the Diver an indie game? I don't know.
Ben podcast. It's been so long since I tried their cask strength, but also wasn't 12 years old, and I have no idea of their.
All of the cask strength floating around out there, they usually know age statement.
Yeah.
Because Tarndu does one, Ben Ramick does one.
In that case, that's more likely, I'd say, than to be an independent bottling.
Yeah, look at that. If you any question about chill filtration, that thing is murky as hell.
So a good chance it's a Cadenhead.
Well, again, that could be any of them.
One
it could be
prolific.
It could be Cadenhead. It could be Old Malt Cask. It could be you throw a stone and you'll hit 12 different independent bottlers. And the crazy thing that doesn't help us is that Whiskey Galore gets just an absurd number of them now. They just get allocations from the moon. And so the minefield of options there, assuming this is where it came from, that's only the most likely point of origin.
I guess the best we can do is try to pick what it tastes most like to us. The problem is, though, sometimes some of the indie bottlers will pick expressions which are just so off a beaten track, but they're a wildly, almost completely different whiskey.
This is so like whiskey flavoured.
But it's that honey note is so much stronger than I'm used to. This is close to the New Zealand mead barrel aged whiskey we've tried and enjoyed in the past.
I think it's Speyside, but I just don't know. I think I may have to do a geographically safe pick here.
Leading into the Highlands in particular.
Okay, I'm going to go Speyburn for this one because that's a very typical Speyside. Better be a Speyside, I'm not real dumb. I'm pretty sure it is. But it has all of these, it has all the characters that I'm getting here, but so does so many others, but it's also in quite a safe location, so if I'm wrong, and this is a terrible way to guess whiskey, if I'm wrong, the damage is going to be minimised. I'm tucking and rolling at this point.
Oh.
And, what do you have for us?
I'm thinking... Just recalling other Adelphis and things I've had, I'm going to just vibes of Linkwood.
Linkwood, that's a good pick. That's a good pick. Linkwood is another sort of quite Speyside, intensely. It's got all this stuff, but no massive flags of its own. Okay, all right.
Okay, we have Speyburn, we have Linkwood. What do we actually have? Let's find out.
Scallywag, 12-year-old cask strength, and blended malt, Speyside.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Nice.
We were never going to get that. Not in a million years. Fully sherry matured. Oloroso and PX Speyside. Those must have been some pretty well jolly worn casks. Look at that. I would have called that bourbon and been completely wrong. Okay.
And a hearty 53.6% ABV.
So I was over guessing. It's actually sub 55, but still cask strength. So I can't be too sore about that one. Okay.
I didn't even think it could be a blended malt. But then again,
when you're in blended malts, you're absolutely buggered because who can tell, man? Who can tell if it's all malt whiskey? Blend, yeah.
Especially an age statement blended malt at cask strength is a rarity.
Okay, let's have just a wee look at see if we can find what's in here and how we work out distance when we've got a blend. We didn't think of this. We should have had a protocol for this. All right, catch us after the cut, and we'll have something more useful to say. All right, back in a sec.
Well, after minutes of intense speculation and pondering, we've decided that We won this one.
We get a pass
yes.
for this one. We were mostly right. We both guessed Speyside. We can't find out exactly what's in it, except for a handful of distilleries. But it's including. It's not exclusively. So we're going to say, damn it, it's Speyside. It's Speyside. I thought, what if we could trace the distance from the very centre of the region, but no, we won't bug around. Right. So for kilometres, we'll give ourselves a big fat 0 for this one because we got it about as right as it was possible to do.
Yeah.
Ranking. Where does it go? Let me bring up
the list.
The list, which is now turning into a pretty serious whack of whiskies here. I like this one okay. It's not my favourite. It lacks the punch of some of the ones we've seen. Not alcoholic punch, obviously, because it's the strongest one we've had by a mile. But just in terms of oomph, just in terms of flavour, concentration, I don't know. It doesn't quite speak to me. This one is probably, again, lagging behind the Miyagiko, but is it also lagging behind the Deanston? What do you think?
I'd personally put it in between the Balmenic and Kingsbarns.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
Yeah.
I think that's about right. It's there's plenty of whiskey in here, but maybe, I don't know. I feel I shouldn't be mean to these lovely whiskies that we've been provided.
These are put it out right here. These are all top tier whiskies. They're amazing. Like when the lowest ranking of a lot is 10-year-old Ardbeg, which is an astounding dram on its own.
Strapping whiskey.
It's just kind of like we're comparing like gold and platinum here.
Okay, so here it goes. It's going to go underneath Balmenic, putting it on top of Deanston, which means it's off the podium. So I won't strain my eyes counting. But there you have it, guys. There you have it. And kilometres, we're both exactly where we were before. Which, just as a bit of a catch-up, was myself on 14,157, and Dave just a scooch ahead on 14,779. So we're still putting even Stevens there for the most part, short of another Japan happening to us.
The greater numbers overall. Some means I'm a bit further behind in terms of sheer accuracy.
All right, catch us tomorrow.